One Zambia, one nation. Thank you for joining us on Zanis News with me, Faith Katai, and my sign language interpreter is Neham Mumbi. The headlines. Residents call for Mwimba Lunyati Road rehabilitation. Chadiza households in relief aid. Plus DMMU conducts relief aid. Zanis News in detail. Mwimba residents in Lunyati ward of Kaoma Central Constituency in Western Province are appealing to government to work on the Mwimba Lunyati Road to ease transportation. The residents have lamented that the road has been in a very bad state condition for a long time. More in this report.
With the school and a newly built health post nearby, the over 40 kilometers journey to seek healthcare services has come to an end. However, the road network remains a challenge. This is because Mwimba Lunyati Road is in a bad state. As such, residents of Mwimba in the surrounding areas are requesting government once again to come to their aid.
Famu kuna kutala unonyi rodi kiko inalienyeka jimoto kama ya kuza kuno ja uchingwa mkwakwa unapi so kiko tunalombo kuliva ba MP basitwala.
Apart from the road, network is also a challenge.
Twakuyanda manene akulyanga yuma bilimu bitondeka kupangiwa mu muwaso wasi oyo twakubihona akulyanga tuipange akulyanga nomba mutumina ali ku maboma bali kuli koshikuji. In
response to Mwimba's residents' cry, Kaoma Central Member of Parliament Brigadier General Morgan Stwala injects hope in them just as he did with the health post.
The road is being attended to. I just want to assure them that this farming block which is coming into this ward is coming with the facilities like roads, and they will be made without really just trying to talk about something that will not happen. But additionally, I've just been announcing here that we are buying a full set of road equipment. This equipment should be in any time, I'm sure, within this month. It's one reason why we have bought, because of the state of roads like this one here. And eventually we shall attend to them. And we want to promise the people, we've already put everything in motion. There are 3 towers coming here. One will be at Mwimba, where we just commissioned the school this morning. One will be at Lunyati Center, and the other one will be at Nanchola.
Clarence Chwaya, reporting for Zanis, Kaoma District of Western Province.
Barry Zambia Limited, the main contract supervisor on the Nakonde Bala Road, says the defects on the road are due to traffic overload. Company Chief Executive Officer Elliot Piri explained that this is why his company suggested that a weigh bridge be set up to help regulate traffic flow on the road. Here is a report.
Works on the Chinsali-Nakonde Road are nearing completion. Currently, out of the total 210 kilometers, 203 kilometers are done and open to traffic. Most of the sections remaining are on the bridges, which require more technical work. The Zambian government, through the Road Development Agency RDA, has engaged China State Construction Engineering Limited to work on Lot 1, which is from Chinsali to Isoka, and China Railways' 7th group company, working on Lot 2 from Isoka to Nakonde.
I am confident that we will reach the deadline of December. In fact, some of the work will finish off earlier. The asphalt work will finish off earlier, then it's only finishes that must be done. They will start with the weighbridge system now. It's a multidisciplinary task. We have electrical, electronics, civil works, and then road works that must be performed in that specific region. But I'm confident that this project will be finished by the end of 2024.
Both the National Council for Construction (NCC) and RDA are pleased with the roadworks thus far.
As NCC, we've so far looked at this portion of the Nakonde-Chinsali Road. And what we have seen is very satisfactory because we've got a sub-base which has been stabilized already, and we've got a base coming up. Then we have 2 layers of asphalt. The first layer, we measured it up the other side. It's 75 millimeter thick.
The quality is up to standard. We have been monitoring to ensure that things are done according to the specification, and we are happy with most of the works which have been done on this section.
China Railways' 7th group company is currently working on the last portion of the 10 kilometers dual carriageway from the border to the Bala junction. The contractor has also left a 4-meter provision for motorcyclists, cyclists and pedestrians. Government is spending over $255 million on the project, which is expected to be fully completed in November of this year. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis, Nakonde.
The Catholic Church in Senga Hill District has appealed to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, to help renovate its infrastructure that has been damaged by heavy rains. St. Teresa of the Child Jesus Mambo Mission Assistant Parish Priest John Walia says the parish house, podium and other infrastructure were damaged by the rain that occurred on Friday last week. And District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma has expressed sadness at the disaster, which has also left one elderly person hospitalized after the building collapsed on her. Namusokwe Wembia filed in this report.
Heavy rains coupled with a storm have left a trail of destruction on infrastructure, crops and other things in Mambo Mission area of Senga Hill District. The church and the affected families have appealed to government through the District Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, to come to their aid.
N'abakristiani abene balamona omusango n'enshira yakutira twingawanisha hamwe fifikulwa nokonkanya po kubomba ifyo ifine fibomba mukwafirisha imyoyo y'abantu. Ero kabiri nakubenga ibimba mukutila bayafirisha ngefi ku podium yonse nayiwa inganda Yesu iyabakoki yonse yaliwa ku convent kuri ba sister besu nakwena offense yali tobeka panto pwemiremu yaponene le kuti twatotela abenga butukila no kumona kutila bayafirisha ko muri omusango bakutilo bumi bw'abantu no kwikashi bw'abantu kuri no nchende wakonkanya
dayali onaika ifipe fyali onaika na mataba yali onaika yali pona yonse so apa nderomba ngakuli abongo foluse abana bakwalesa ngakuti batwafuirishako ife apa so tatukwete napa kwikala twalaika la fya lubansa.
Meanwhile, Senga Hill District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma is equally saddened by the matter.
3 of the small hostels where we house our learners at Mambo Mission Secondary School, and some trees were uprooted. We are happy to have rains, but what happened on Friday was a hell. We've sent a team on the ground who are looking at the damage that they
received a report of heavy hailstorms in the district, some parts of the district on Friday. So today, as the District Disaster Management Committee, we went round to do a rapid impact assessment.
For Zanis in Senga Hill District, Namsokwe Wembia.
In Eastern Province, over 4,000 households in Chadiza District are earmarked to benefit from the Rapid Emergency Response Program. Chadiza District Social Officer Linda Kangwa says due to the dry spell, a number of households are affected, hence the quick government intervention. Jobel Zulu brings us a report.
Zambia is facing a critical emergency due to a severe dry spell triggered by the El Nino effect, profoundly affecting agriculture and household food security across 84 districts and over 6 million people currently at risk. This is why an intersectoral steering committee was established by Cabinet, resulting to a rapid emergency response aimed at benefiting the vulnerable groups. Chadiza has not been left out, as over 4,000 people will benefit.
So niyo kuzidwa na nkani ya njala. So kuzankala kulemba vantu vatandizike kumbali ya ndalama kuti vakalandira ndalama vapezeko mpata wogula chakudya. So i program iluchitika Zambia yonse. So ngati kuna kuchadiza namba yanatipasa vantu ofunika kulembewa pa program yameneyi ni 4099 makomo.
Nizi watu mabwera mobeleza mukanta ukubwera kulemba abantu koma ndondomeko yapa izasiyanako. Oyamba tisankana na msonkano tizabaonikira abantu tikabaonikira tikayamba kulemba nishi na automatic kwasira tizabwera sofuti nonkana na msonkano winango.
In explaining this to the chiefs, district commissioner and other stakeholders paid a visit to the chiefs.
Chinanso ni chakuti baja bali kale paso ndrama za masauka boma yanga napo kuti iwonjeze koma pakali pano ndipo mwesinaze kuti azawonjezerapo zingati koma chomwe tabwerera kuno kuti chalonga dapo kuti tawana wako talowa uyambolemba mazina abantu koma kuti udziwe kuti vana vako aufuna kusenza na iwe kuti ava vantu ava tionetsetse kuti vantu vamene tikulemba kuti vambotenga kombali ni vantu omweni woyenereredwa noti vajawa kuti aliko bwino.
The chiefs are happy with government's decision.
Kalembeta izi balipano kizo kuti kakale makolo wena wajakhala ali mu system athandizika. Tsanene thandizo lina lamene lufunika liwonjezereke kuli anthu wena. Tikungopempha ti masenzedwe yanu kapena msonkhano yanu mukafotokozere bwino anthu kuti azibwetsetsa.
Jubel Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
Minister of Community Development and Social Welfare Doreen Mwamba has attributed the increase in street kids across the country to a number of factors which include poverty and poor parental care among others. And speaking United Nations Special Representative to the Secretary General, Najat Mala, says leaders have the responsibility to look after children. Mwangala Kapandula has more in this report.
Violence against children has remained a source of concern to government and stakeholders, as children are key members of a nation as they are the future. It is from this premise that United Nations Special Representative to the Secretary General saw it fit to visit Zambia to strengthen collaborations, as children need to be protected against all forms of violence.
It's our duty. You are really right holders, and it's our duty, all of us, and we are accountable first to you, because sorry, it's not only doing usual business. You deserve your rights, you deserve dignity, you deserve protection.
And Minister of Community Development and Social Services Doreen Mwamba says Zambia is committed to ending violence against children through the various interventions.
There has been a rapid increase in the population of our children in Zambia living on the streets in the recent years. And this has largely been attributed to increasing levels of poverty, orphanhood, child neglect, child labor, delinquency, breakdown in family-based care.
The Secretary General took time and visited Chikumbi Children's Transit Center in Chiwombo District and UNICEF Country Representative Penelope Campbell observed that family breakdown is a key underlying challenge, while acknowledging government's commitment to ensure children are protected.
And really sense that family breakdown is a big underlying theme. And we're really keen to understand and learn more about this. So super glad to be here at Chikumbi Children's Home today, and I just want to close by really acknowledging the government's commitment to ensuring that children are prioritised and provided with a safe space. especially having experienced a family breakdown and having left the family home and safety of the family home.
For Zanis News, Mwangala Kapandola reporting in Lusaka.
A group of marketeers from Solwezi Main Market has donated assorted food items to Luwi Wazambi Orphanage in Messenger community in Solwezi district. Orphan caregiver Susan Muhampu says the charity home has a total of 30 children under her care, with the youngest child being 1 year. Muiche Chipoya has more in this report.
Traders from Solwezi Main Market have taken time off their usual trading activities to interact and donate food supplies to Luwi Lwanzambi Orphanage in Messenger community. Susan Muhumpu is the orphanage caregiver.
Mwana umunono sana pano twachimupokele na 1 week so hapana kumanisha 1 year 1 kutotela lesa pantu aba twafulisha pano kwati ba macheche zilesa pano twafulisha bala tuletela ko bunga bambi bala tuletela ko masafu.
Ms. Muhumpu has appealed to well-wishers to assist the orphanage with the borehole to have easy access to clean and safe water.
Na tukwata garden nomba ameshale tushupa kuti tulelo mbako kuli we wishers weshe watu afurisheko pano ameshita tukwete.
Marketeers put resources together to help the vulnerable citizens.
Marketeers bonse bari pipa murimo bakutira ati basupporte uyo murimo twarisa monempia shafula ati nomba inshita ya kumana ya ku orphanage. That's what tuachitire mukoshita budget ya kushita 50 fyonse na kuletira ku orphanage kulu Wanzambi
kuluselwa ko mwine over atuleta pano paluwi Lwanzambi Orphanage ni pamulandu ya mapepo ayasangwa musolwezi Main Market mkoa.
As the Bible states, blessed is the hand that giveth and the one that receives. Mwiche Chipoya reporting for Zanis, Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
In Central Province, Provincial Disaster Management and Mitigation Committee Chairperson Miuna Mwanakampwe has expressed concern with the levels of crime among youths who take to the streets to insult people after taking alcohol in Funsa area of Chitambo District. Mr. Mwanakampwe, who is also Central Province Permanent Secretary, notes that the youths also engage in fights and has called for discipline in the area, which has an estimated population of 15,000 people. Details in this report.
Situated 10 kilometers from Tuta Bridge, this is Funsa Fishing Camp in Chitambo District. The fishermen here were last year relocated from Tuta Bridge to this settlement. The move, coupled with the poor rainy season, has led to hunger in the area. Funsa Camp chairperson says the area has been hit by the hunger situation when Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe visited the camp on Tuta Road.
Kuno twaisa sango kutila takuli nemfula muri kino kyalo kyesu abantu nabayimba mu buchushi tute yitwa Kasava tailemena bwino amataba tailemena bwino kuli nsale chine.
Mr. Mwanakampwe announced that government will provide support for the production of maize and cassava.
And the provincial agriculture officer, we are facilitating early maturing seed varieties for maize and cassava for you to plant in the next 1 or 2 weeks. We are too lazy, and I don't want to hide that. We are too lazy. Can we run away from laziness? Let's work as a team. Let us go back to work.
Regional Disaster Management and Mitigation Coordinator Precious Miti says government has provided relief food to those severely hit by hunger in the area.
The government bali release kuli ba office ya ba DC amataba ya kwafulisha fwe bale fone nsala. So nomba popo tulechita tuli mu selection process tulefa tumone ni bana abachulire bwino ora abachulire sana obo twala afulisha face pakubangirira because bambina tukwataka lefu ya kujya.
Hlupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Chitambo.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Made is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zenith TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH. Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zenith TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. You are watching Zenith News. Minister of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana says the procurement of bulky medicine by the Zambia Medicine and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, from Egypt and the purchase of center kits from India has put the country's drug supply status at stable. Mr. Kawana says the development defeats fear of drug shortage in hospitals and primary health care facilities. Pethias Mutale has details in the following report.
All health facilities across the country have been stocked with medicine, and Minister of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana says government will continue to stock medicine in health centers wherever they are.
I think you will recall that we took over at a time when a lot of pharmaceutical companies were owed money, locally and internationally. There was a lot of medicine which they had supplied. Some of it was even Gonga medicine. When I say Gonga, what I mean is that supplying Umwela, claiming, purporting to have supplied when they had in fact not. So there was this huge bill that government was owing pharmaceuticals against, literally no medicine in the hospitals. And that process now necessitated that this government had to take a new approach. And we moved the procurement of the medicines from the Ministry of Health and gave it to the correct people. And these are ZAMSA. You saw the kits that came in from India. These necessitated that all the rural health centers were given medicines. And if you go to any rural health center today in this country, and I challenge anybody to do that, you will find medicines are above 90% in terms of storage.
To establish Mr. Kawana's assertions, the Zambia News and Information Services ZANIS undertook a site tour of some health facilities in Namwala district of Southern Province that included Mapanza Zonal Health Center, Mobola, Makaba, among others.
In terms of medical supplies, I think we are at 95%.
Relative to the patients, confirmed receiving medicine.
So umapanza uchibhadhira chamapanza kotusirikirwa baratupamisa mujindi notujiswa.
Pethias Mutale in Namwala, Southern Province.
Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo says government is strengthening all health programs by increasing awareness on the importance of protecting people from preventable diseases. Ms. Masebo says the strengthening of health programs is in line with the Ministry of Health mission of improving the health status of all Zambians to enable them contribute to socio-economic development of the country. Speaking during the commemoration of the World Health Day in Lusaka, Ms. Masebo said the ministry has placed health as a key investment towards social and economic development in order to attain a prosperous middle-income country by 2030. She stated that government recognizes health as a fundamental human right, the right that drives government's resolve to attain universal health coverage, UHC, using the primary health care approach. Ms. Masebo noted that the avenues should further enable all citizens to access quality and safe health services, medicines, and other healthcare commodities that they need without experiencing financial stress.
The Zambian government, under the leadership of the President of Zambia, His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Chilema, is strengthening all health programs This is by increasing awareness of the importance of every person's need and right to be protected from preventable diseases. This is in line with the Ministry of Health's mission of improving the health status for all the Zambian people. We believe this will contribute to socio-economic development. We have placed health as a key investment towards social and economic development in order to attain a prosperous middle-income country by 2030. Further, the government recognizes health as a fundamental human right. This principle drives our resolve to attain universal health coverage, UHC, using the primary health care approach.
Within our member states, we've made significant progress in ensuring better health outcomes for our people over the past decade. More mothers and children are surviving today than before. From 2000 to 2020, the life expectancy of African women increased from 54 to 67 years. The maternal mortality ratio decreased by 33%, from 788 to 531 maternal deaths per 100,000 lives. Still very high, but we've registered a decrease nevertheless. And the number of children dying before the age of 5 was reduced by 50% from the year 2000 to 2017. Between 2011 and 2021, the number of new HIV infections and AIDS-related deaths decreased by 44% and 55%, respectively. Across Africa, and the number of TB deaths decreased by 26%.
Kasama Municipal Council has constructed an ablution block at Kasama Girls Boarding School using the 2023 Constituency Development Funds allocation. The ablution block, which has already been commissioned, is benefiting over 1,400 pupils at the school. Patrick Kawe now reports.
Pupils at Kasama Girls Secondary School in Kasama District have a reason to smile as an ablution block that has been under construction for the past 8 months has been completed. The project, funded at the cost of over 588,000 kwacha using the 2023 Constituency Development Fund, will benefit about 1,500 pupils. Eskaya Katambi is Kasama Girls Secondary School head girl.
At this school, as many would know, we are 1,407, which means that sometimes before the CDF, mostly the ablutions would be a little and the girls wouldn't be able to bathe in time for classes. But ever since the CDF ablution was introduced to us and was opened, now the girls use it and we're able to go to class by 6:45. Everybody is already out of the dormitories. So as head girl, it has really been a pleasure for us to be able to use these ablutions because it has helped us in a lot of ways.
School authorities are excited with the development.
When you talk of CDF, people may say it is not happening in Northern Province, Kasama in particular, but the truth of the matter is that CDF is happening. Because as you can see behind me, we have this newly built ablution block, which we commissioned at the beginning of the term. The girls are using it. So things are happening. So if people are saying the government of the day is not working, then it means they don't have the eyes to see. But for us as Kasama girls, we are happy because it is happening. The girls are happy. They are using this one. It's a flashable ablution block, which is a positive impact to the community and the school at large.
Kole Urban Secondary School in Kasama is another school that has benefited from the construction of a modern ablution block funded from the 2023 CDF allocation. For Zanis News in Kasama District, I am Patrick Kabwe.
The Mansa Municipal Council has constructed a new primary school for the community at Kabondo in Bahati constituency. The school has been constructed at a cost of 1.4 million kwacha using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund. Kennedy Chomba filed in this report.
This is the only structure which was used as a classroom for learners at Kabondo Primary School. The only other school near this makeshift building used as a school was 10 kilometers away from here, leaving children of school-going age in this area with no choice but to learn here. However, the situation has now changed all due to the coming of the increased constituency development fund. Using the 2022 CDF, the community here now have a new primary school, and women in this community are hopeful that more children will be motivated to get back to school and be educated.
Twalichula sana abana amaskulu kuna bengi nabakula fyo kwabulo kushapo chitu na mchimo mlandu wako batsi utakwali po buya ntanshi wotu amona ngefi fwe bambya abana tabana ku maskulu balachino bitali kwa ndova so na tutotela sana pa kutubikira ku skulu kuno na babonsa bashayingira twala bengisha maskulu kai balakanuka kwa ndova kwalirepa.
Luapula Province Minister Njavwa Simutowe has commissioned the newly constructed primary school.
Very impressed with the quality of works. I think I would also encourage other contractors to emulate such contractors like this one. So I was also encouraging that if projects are being done, 3 of them at the same place, it's better to give to different contractors, so not copying them, also benefits. They also request about teachers. I think that issue we're going to need so that we can bring government teachers.
Bahati Member of Parliament, Livan Chiwombwe, wants the community to take full ownership of the school and protect it from being vandalized.
So ichichipe na tuchisunge buno. Ichichipe tuimona bana ayi amarege nangwa amagwato bama window. Bantu twakula tandala. Bantu tukafuntura ichichipe tukeza mwefe mwe chisunga ngatamata mchisunga buno. Kaya papa takubuteko buri uko. Kuya bafukamina bana so bari ukwati. Tupeniko kandala matuteshani tufuntuleko. Ngamuse omulelanda tukamona pafye mwana sunga edi skulu.
Kenneth Chomba reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District.
The Namwala District Administration, in collaboration with the Department of Child Development, has conducted a sensitization campaign to traditional leaders on the Children's Code Act of 2022. The traditional leaders have also been sensitized on the National Child Safeguarding Policy and the National Child Participation Policy. More in the following report.
In its effort to uphold the rights of children, the Department of Child Development in Southern Province, in partnership with the Namwala District Administration, undertook a sensitization campaign with the traditional leaders in Namwala District. The program is meant to widen the knowledge scope on the contents of the Children's Code Act of 2022, the National Child Safeguarding Framework, and the National Child Participation Framework in the district. Lishomwa Mwendabai is Senior Child Development Officer for Southern Province.
Children's Code Act has come at the right time, and right now we are rolling out to the traditional leaders and we are conducting community engagements on the children's rights. So on the children's rights, actually we are trying to promote the children's rights and also advance child development.
The Namwala District Administration is alerted about the development.
We expect to see reduced incidences of child marriages and see more girls get back to school and marry at the appropriate time. We also believe that incidences of child abuse may be reduced.
The traditional leadership in the district are in support of the campaign.
This act come at the right time. You know, children's rights should be well protected. Children's future. In fact, now the population is more of children than adults. Now, if this population is not well protected, then our nation is going nowhere. So children should be well protected so that they grow well, they get educated. They should not be married off.
The PV reporting in the Namwala District of Southern Province.
Choma Mayor Javen Simoloka has urged young people to stop shunning skills training programs because white-collar jobs are getting saturated. Speaking when he officiated at Careers Mentorship Fair in Choma, Mr. Simoloka said government is promoting skills training among young people to increase self-employment and in return reduce the high levels of unemployment in the country. Wakumelo Stali has more in this report.
Post-secondary school is crucial for young people as it is the time they are required to make decisions on their career paths. However, to help young people make right career decisions, a Sugos conference conducted a career mentorship fair for grade 12 pupils and school leavers. At the fair, Choma Mayor Javen Simoloka urged young people to embrace skills training programs to enable them create employment for themselves and others.
So I'm calling upon you that don't shun the skills training. That becomes something you can do with your hands. That becomes something you can do outside working hours. So there's also a conception that if one goes to university, one goes to a craft school, there's inferiority and there's superiority. There's nothing like that. You can start from a craft and become a professor. You can start from the university and still become a professor.
The business community has also added its voice.
Things are beginning to change. Technology is replacing human beings or is replacing labor. So as you think about what you want to do in the future, think about something you can do hands-on and provide a service, a product to the people, and you can earn a living from there. Farming, manufacturing, and all such things will be very, very helpful.
This initiative has rekindled the hope of the young people.
We are grateful honored what your government has done for us as youth of Southern Province. I must say that this conference has actually come at the right time.
Wakmelo Stali, reporting for Zanis in Choma District, Southern Province.
Government, through the Disaster and Mitigation Unit, is set to conduct a vulnerability and needs assessment in Eastern Province to map beneficiaries of relief services. The exercise, that will be spearheaded by the Office of the Vice President, is scheduled to run between April and May this year. Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, Eastern Province Coordinator Kalengo Mumba says the data that will be created after the assessment is what the unit will be using to distribute relief and going forward.
The Office of the Vice President and the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit will be in April and May conducting a vulnerability and needs assessment survey. So this survey is going to articulate and identify for the department where the vulnerable people are, so that when the relief is provided, they are targeted and assisted with relief so that they do not suffer up until the next farming season. Most districts in Eastern Province have experienced normal to below normal, and most districts in fact have experienced below normal. So the yields expected will not be sufficient to be able to sustain households up until the next farming season. That's why the government is coming in and will provide relief at a time of about 200 metric tons to 400 metric tons per month per district.
That item concludes Zanis News. But before we go, we take a look at the stories that made headlines. Residents call for Mwimba Lunyati Road rehabilitation. Chadiza households in relief aid. Plus DMMU conducts relief aid. That is all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Faith Katai, and my sign language interpreter has been Neham Mumbi. Thank you for watching.